As Peter saw it heading towards him, he was trying to decide what to do. Should I go for its legs? Maybe it's too fast. Maybe I should run and attack. Just because its attack speed is fast doesn't mean its legs are fast. However, as Peter had finished that thought, the roots in its legs contracted, then pushed off the ground, propelling it forward like some type of spring. It was now directly in Peter's face in a matter of seconds. It swung its arm out, and Peter could see the blade. With his reaction speed, he was able to react to the attack, but he could tell that he was a little bit too late, and the blade this time would chop his head off. "If only I was a little bit faster!" Peter shouted. A fraction of a second was all he needed. He continued to duck down with all his might, and as he did, the sound of an object swinging fast through the air was heard. "My head! It's all right, it's still on me," Peter thought. Looking at the beast, Spirit Spears could be seen plunging deep into its body. Sia, who had been watching from the side, was deeply confused. She looked closely at the spears that were inside the beast. They looked identical to her own. The only problem was that she wasn't the one who had thrown them. Those Spirit Spears hadn't come from her, which meant they could have only come from one person. She had seen the same thing happen before. "They say heroes always arrive at the last second," Vorden said with a smile as he appeared out from one of the buildings with Layla standing by his side. "Your family member, Peter Race White, is getting hungry." Seeing this message brought back bad memories for Quinn. No longer did Quinn need to be fed. The only situation where he did was if he had been too injured, needing a new energy source to power his regenerative abilities. Quinn no longer got the EXP shared message, and he started to fear the worst. He and Fex had been walking around in a circle-like area and had covered almost half of the distance while walking around. It seemed like luck wasn't on his side, and he had chosen the wrong direction. "Hey man, aren't we just walking in circles?" Fex complained. "The thing I see, I think it keeps moving," Quinn yelled back, lying about the situation. They were too far in, around one direction. If they were to turn around and head back, it would only take longer, but he was worried about what was happening, so he started to pick up the pace. After the first attack on Peter, the beast stood there, slightly confused, not following up with a second attack. Using this opportunity, he quickly shifted over and backed away from the creature. It didn't seem interested in following him, but this time with the spears that were stuck inside it. While doing this, he chose to head in the opposite direction of Vorden and Layla. They were both using long-range skills, and it wouldn't be good if the beast got close to them. Coming from the side of one of the buildings, both of them had quickly assessed the situation. Seeing a humanoid creature, they knew the others were in danger, and when they saw Peter trying to confront the thing, they didn't have much time to think and needed to act straight away. "Layla, go check up on Logan and see if there's anything you can do to help," Vorden said. "It looks like Logan is preparing something, and right now, he's the strongest one here." Vorden still had not gotten the chance to gather many abilities. If he were to gauge himself, he was at one of his weakest moments right now. Sia's support ability was at level 4, and Layla's telekinesis ability was at level 2. Using Rayton, he could power that up to level 6. Unfortunately, there was no way for him to get Peter's ability due to his cells being different. He could go up to Logan, and it would be a huge power boost. He wouldn't know how to use the ability, but at least he could combine his amount of MC cells into one. The problem with that was that it required Sill's help. Without Quinn here, Sill seemed disinterested in the whole event. The only other time he would come out was when the body would seem to be in danger. Looking at the creature in front of him, they would die before even finding out they were in danger. Not only that, but Peter needed Vorden's help. Based on the last attack, he had only come out alive by the skin of his teeth. "Vorden, we need to fight together," Layla replied. "This time, I'm not trying to be rude, but your attacks would do nothing and would only get in the way. I'm afraid I'm only a little better than you in this situation. We need Logan," Vorden replied. Gritting her teeth at hearing that she was weak once again, she ran off towards Logan. "Do you need any help?" she asked. "Energy weapon creation at 50%. "I'm sorry, but there isn't much you or I can do. We just have to wait a little longer," Logan replied. Again, Layla had heard those words. There was nothing she could do, and it was true, while there were 2 spirit spears inside it. The beast tried to swing its hand mid-air. It realized that for some reason its attack wasn't as fast as it usually would be. It continued to swing its arm downward. Then the spirit blade's time ran out. As it swung its hand down, it felt and looked faster than all of the attacks. Now that its speed had returned to normal, it looked up at Peter, ready to finish him off once again. It prepared its legs, ready to spring into action once again, but just before it was about to set off, Vorden threw another one of the spirit spears, landing right in the back of the beast's legs. Another spear came out again. This time, the beast got out from his leading downward position and moved to avoid the spear. "It looks like he figured it out," Vorden said. "This is the problem with high-level beasts." Now the beast was looking in Vorden's direction. "No, if they get rid of him, then I will have no support," said Peter. "I have to fight." Readying himself, he rushed forward. The beast continued to ignore Peter, though, and it seemed like he was going to deal with the biggest annoyance first, which was Vorden. As it turned its back, something strange happened. As it looked down, another spirit spear was stuck in its body. The beast was sure it was keeping an eye on the other boy, so where did the spear come from? "Pretty boy, you owe me a date after this one," Sia shouted. She had come out from the side of the house and was now standing in the street. She wasn't confident that the attack would be able to land at the distance she was at, so she decided to come closer. Although she was scared, her mind was screwed on straight. If they wanted to live, they would all need to do their part. Before the beast could choose its target, Peter was already upon him and had thrown a fist against his solid body. The beast shifted from his position a few inches back. "Did it not hurt him? How are we meant to kill this thing?" Peter said, as the beast went for the attack. 2 spirit spears were thrown from both sides. The beast moved instinctively, avoiding the spears now. Although none of the spears hit, it would stop the beast from being able to land an attack on Peter. The two continued to do this, while the whole situation was going on, even with the beast's large body. The beast was able to avoid all of the spears thrown by the two. It was starting to grow tired, though, and without the others realizing it, it was inching its way towards one of them, storing the power in its legs until it got close enough. It managed to avoid more of the spears, then quickly contracting the roots of one of its legs, it sprung forward to the side. It didn't go for Vorden or Peter. It went for Sia. "Damn, why didn't I think of this?" Vorden said, and slapped a hand over his face, annoyed at himself. It was a simple rule when fighting. In a situation like this, it would get rid of the weakest and most annoying one first. Their distractions had only worked so well, so far thanks to both of them throwing the spears. Now, with it coming straight towards her, the spear she had been throwing finally managed to hit. However, it was useless. 1 or 2 spears weren't going to do much in helping her fight against such a thing.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.